Hi both bakers, I'm Chef Gemma Stafford, and this week on Bigger Bolder Baking we are making these delicious chocolate ice cream mochi. Here's how to do it. So it's been a few years since I posted my first ice cream mochi video, and it was a huge success. You guys wanted more flavors. So I'm coming back to you now with chocolate ice cream mochi, which I have to say is insanely good. You're never going to buy it store-bought again. It's very easy to make, it's not difficult. We're going to make it in the microwave with just a few ingredients. So the key ingredient here for any mochi recipe is sweet glutinous rice flour. Now it has to be sweet. I use Mochico. You can find a link for that on my website. You can buy it on Amazon really easily. It makes it really gummy and chewy in the most delicious, lovely way possible. So that's a must. Into there we're going to add in some sugar for sweetness. Here's our chocolate coming in here. Cocoa powder. Now please use good quality cocoa powder and make sure it is unsweetened. We don't need any extra sugar in there. Now we're just going to mix these dry ingredients by hand. Now here I have some milk. I'm slowly going to pour this in and whisk while I'm pouring to create a smooth batter. A little bit at a time, do a big whiskey whisk. Do you see it starting to get nice and thick there? That's because of the rice flour. Now, if you're gluten-free or know somebody that is, this is the perfect treat for them. Look at that. Oh my gosh, it smells like a brownie. In with the last of our milk. Lovely. That's as complicated as it's going to get, folks. What I'm going to do is cover this in some cling wrap. Now for the next step, follow me over to the microwave and we're going to cook this. So we're going to start out cooking it on high for 2 minutes. So we do get the question a lot, what's the difference between ice cream mochi and Hawaiian butter mochi? And they're similar but different. They're both made with sweet glutinous rice flour. They're both delicious. But Hawaiian mochi has no ice cream in the middle. It's more of like a thick, cut into squares, like, kind of gummy, yummy snack with loads of butter and coconut milk and everything like that. And ice cream mochi has ice cream in the middle, has a thin layer of mochi on the outside. I have Hawaiian butter mochi on my website, so definitely check those out and check out my other mochi recipes. They're so good. Okay, so that was our ping. I'm carefully going to take this out. Now just mind yourself because it's hot. Now you can see there's a lot of steam under that cling wrap, so carefully lift that up. And already just after 2 minutes, I can see my dough actually got firm really fast. So I'm going to add in some butter into this and I'm going to give it a whisk until it's nice and smooth. So fun fact, we're adding in butter into this recipe. We didn't have it in my first ice cream mochi recipe and we had comments that it was a little bit hard coming out of the freezer. So the butter will help to soften your dough and make it easy to eat. Okay, lovely. You know what? I'm not going to put this back into my microwave. This looks really good. It's actually quite firm right now. So I'm going to head over to my countertop and put it into our pan. So this is ready. Now yours might take a few more minutes. Now I have an 8 by 8 inch pan here that has been lined with some parchment and we're going to pop our mochi batter in there. With a spatula, just flatten it out on top as best as you can. Lovely. Let's put this in the fridge to chill and then we're going to start to scoop our ice cream and get that ready. So while our dough is chilling, let's scoop our ice cream. Now you are more than welcome to make your own homemade ice cream and that is lovely. But if you had a toddler screaming at you all morning, then you go to Whole Foods and you buy it. Okay, so that's what we're doing today. I have a pan here lined with some parchment and we are going to scoop. This is around a tablespoon and a half. Chocolate is preferred. When you have chocolate mochi, you always have chocolate ice cream on the inside and it just makes it like that more decadent and rich and kind of brownie-like for some reason. Oh, I don't know, it's lovely. You know what you could do? Get chocolate ice cream with chocolate chips in it. That'd be great. Anywho, scoop around 16 scoops because that's how much mochi you're going to make. The ice cream scooping will take you a few minutes, but that's okay, you have time. Your dough isn't going anywhere. Okay, and that makes 16, perfect. Oh my gosh, I'm definitely going to eat that ice cream later on. Okay, let's get these into the freezer and then afterwards I think we can go check on our dough. So our dough chilled super fast because it was lovely and thick. So this was around an hour. So here's what we're going to do, cut it into 16 pieces. So the best way to do this is to go down the middle, then half those halves, turn it, cut that in half, and then cut those halves in half. We are going to work with one square at a time. Here I have some cling wrap. I have some cornstarch, and we dust it in cornstarch to keep it dry and to help shape it and make it easy for us to work with because it's a sticky dough. So let's work with one square at a time. Put this on a little square of cling wrap. Here's what I'm going to do. Pop those back into the fridge while you're working with one piece at a time. Okay, there's a little square, another piece of cling wrap, a rolling pin, and we are going to roll this out into a square. Super easy, around 3 inches by 3 inches. I always have my handy dandy ruler. I'm nothing if not consistent. I'm like a broken record. There you go, 3 by 3, perfect. Okay, one ball at a time, and then just fold your dough over your ball. Now we do want to be careful with mochi that we don't end up with excess dough around the bottom because that doesn't make for very pleasant eating. So you just want that 3 inches to go around your ice cream. Then wrap up that cling wrap around it that we left on the counter. Give it a squeeze, pop it into the freezer, and we're going to work on our next one. So a little tip to help them keep their shape. I like to put them in an egg carton or a holder so they can sit nice and round. Okay, I have another square here. I'm going to dust it onto our small square of cling wrap and then work fast. Bring the corners in together to meet, gather it in the bottom, twist the mochi, and then straight away into the freezer. When you're ready to enjoy your mochi, unwrap them and serve. For best results, let them sit at room temperature for 5 minutes before biting into them. The texture and flavor will be so much better. And bonus about this recipe, it'll keep in your freezer for up to 8 weeks, no problem. So you can have mochi whenever you want it. I love that moment when the ice cream and the mochi and the texture is just right. Ice cream is still frozen, but the mochi is soft on the outside. This tastes like brownie, met mochi, met ice cream. It's just all sorts of wonderful. And I have to say, I did think making mochi at home was a daunting task. It's really not. You saw it only takes a few steps. It's easy, and this is better than store-bought. Definitely try it. It's really worth it. And then you have these little hidden gems in the back of your freezer for whenever you want them. If you like this recipe and you are in summer mode, then stick around and watch my hours of popsicle videos, ice creams, fruit desserts, whatever it is. I've loads here. Thanks so much for watching.